and welcome to Home with Sarah Jane. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing our very last morning basket for this homeschool year. It is going to be our May morning basket. Again, this is going to be the morning basket that finishes up the 2022-2023 homeschool year. So if you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Sarah, and I'm a homeschooling mom to two girls ages 10 and 14. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I do really appreciate you. So in this very last basket of the school year, I wanted it to be something interesting, fun, a great way to end the year, but I also wanted to make sure that I was utilizing my morning basket to kind of cover a topic or an area that I wanted to cover this year, but just didn't get to it. And that's exactly what I did with this basket. Here's a little backstory, but at the beginning of this school year, I had tried a new history curriculum with my fifth grader, Lydia, and we were using Around California with children's books, I believe is what it was called. It was through Beautiful Feet curriculum, and it just didn't work for us. And I really wanted to cover like a state study with Lydia. I felt like this was, that time that she's supposed to be studying like a specific state or do her own little state study. And I was really bummed when the curriculum didn't work out for us. I do have a flip through on that curriculum. It wasn't a bad curriculum. It was too much for us this year, and we needed to go with something a little bit more simple. And that's exactly what we did. So we moved back over to The Good and the Beautiful History Year 1. But anyway, the point was I wanted to do a state study, and because that curriculum didn't work for us, we didn't do a state study this year. So I decided to turn May's morning basket into a California history study. Just to kind of finish out the year, we will be studying California history in our May morning basket. And I think that this is a perfect way to end it. I think my kids are going to both enjoy this. It'll be a great refresher for my 8th grader, and my 5th grader never really has done a state, like a specific state study. And I went ahead and chose California because that is the state that we live in. So she'll be learning about areas all around us in our state. So I thought it would be perfect. But let's jump into the items that I'm going to be using in our May morning basket. And also, please keep in mind that not even a lot of them, all of these items were items that I already had. So some of these books I had even purchased to go with that other curriculum that we stopped using. So I just kind of recycled them and put them in my May morning basket. So the first thing we're going to be doing is our book and a movie pick. Now, in my last video, I shared that we were going to try and cover 3 books, and I think it was like, what was it? Was it Holes, Peter Pan, and The Hobbit? Well, we got through Holes, and we're finishing up Peter Pan, but we never got to go into The Hobbit. So this is going to be our book and a movie pick for May. Not a big deal. I was really wishful thinking with adding 3 readers in one morning basket like that. I'm totally fine that this is in May's morning basket, but again, I am still really looking forward to reading the story. Now, for the actual California history books that I'm going to be using this one as our spine. So this is California History for Kids, Missions, Miners, and Movie Makers in the Golden State with 21 activities. So I'm going to be using this book as a spine to really get some great information about California history. And then I'm just going to add in some readers to, just make it more fun, and some picture books to just make it more fun. Now, the readers that I'm going to be adding in, we've actually already read both of these, but my kids love them, and they go really great with California history. So we are going to be rereading By the Great Hoard and Spoon. My kids absolutely love this book. We read it a couple of years ago. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. It may have been 2 years ago. I don't remember. That's not the important part. The important part is they love this story so much, and they really, really wanted to read it again. So I did add this to May's morning basket. And again, this is something that we will read pretty quickly because my kids love it so much. And I was also even thinking about maybe getting it on Audible or like borrowing the audio version from the library so that it's something that maybe we can listen to over breakfast or something like that. So it'll just make it easier to get through the book if I use like an audio version. So there's that one. And then the other one that we've already read that they wanted to reread, like they have been begging me to reread Esperanza Rising since we had finished it. My kids absolutely love this book, and it goes really great with California history. So, I mean, this book I thought was fantastic. I cried. I mean, that doesn't say much. I cry over a lot of books, but I just thought that this one was fantastic. This happens to be one of my favorite readers that we have done before. I also did really like this one as well, but this one, it really hit home for me. So this book is fantastic, and I am still looking forward to reading it in our May morning basket. Now, for some of the shorter books and picture books that we're going to be using, a lot of these came from that curriculum, the Beautiful Feet Curriculum's California history program. Again, I just wanted to recycle them. I already had them. I already purchased them. I might as well use them. So we are going to be reading With Open Hands, a story about Biddy Madison. And then we will also be reading, this one is a good one too. This one is the Josephina Story Quilt. So this one is more about people traveling by wagon to, California. So that's where this one kind of fits in. But this is such a sweet story. And then we'll also be reading The Forest and the Trees. And now I know this seems like a lot, but these picture books, we'll read a couple of them in a day. So, I mean, they really don't take a lot of time. We will also be reading Junipero Serra, founder of the California Missions. Now, this one I think is a really fantastic one to add in because there are so many missions in our area, and I think it'd be really fun to kind of turn this into a field trip as well. So, Junipero Serra is added to our reading list. And then this one, The Story of California. I had started this one with my youngest daughter and we never finished it. This was one of the books that we didn't get through with that curriculum. So I am looking forward to finishing this one up. So we are also going to be rereading Locomotive. I just thought that this was a beautiful book. I thought my kids would enjoy it again. So we are going to go ahead and reread this one. And we actually do have like a train museum not that far from us, and that's kind of why I threw this one in as well, so that we can, read about it and then go to that little train museum that's only a couple hours. I think it's like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours away from us. We've been there before, but it was like a long time ago. So I'd really like to read this book during morning basket and then maybe do like a field trip. So that's why that one got added in. And that was pretty much what I'm going to be using for the California history portion. Now remember, that spine that I'm using, this one here, this is where we're going to get a lot of that, facts and history and all of that. We're going to get most of that from here. Those picture books and storybooks are just to make it more fun, more enjoyable. My kids do like to learn through literature and through books, so that's why I did that. But this is where we're going to get most of our information for California history. Now, for their actual little activity that I usually throw into every morning basket that kind of goes along with our theme, I decided to go ahead and do like a little like gold digging kit. They have done a little like gold mining. Is that what it's called? Is that the word I'm looking for? They had done like little gold mining kits before years ago. And I did pick one out. I'll insert a picture, but they'll be doing this activity to go along with this basket just for a little bit more hands-on fun. And there are some like old towns and old little like gold mining places not that far from us. So that would be another really great way to tie in some, field trips and just more fun, So I did want to make sure that we were going to go ahead and take a trip somehow to kind of go with this morning basket as well. Now, for the last few things in our morning basket, these are things that you've probably seen before if you ever watched any of my other videos, and that is because we're still working our way through them. So for poetry, we are still reading through this book here. This is Read Out Loud Poems for Young People, an Introduction to the Magic and Excitement of Poetry. Again, it has an entire list of a whole bunch of poets that are throughout this book, and we have just been slowly working our way through this every Friday. So I don't even know if we'll finish it by the end of the year, but I don't care. Like, I don't care if we don't finish it. We're having a good time reading some good poetry until then. And then the next thing that we're still working our way through is getting started with French. Again, this is a very, very beginner French program. Very basic. So we are still working our way through this one. This I feel like is starting to get to be kind of like a hit or a miss. Like sometimes we remember to do it and sometimes we don't. So I think I need to put a little bit more focus on it. Not that it's necessarily a bad program, but I find myself forgetting about this all the time. So I do need to focus on making sure we are completing this in our morning basket. And then the last thing that we're going to be finishing up is The Story of Paintings, A History of Art for Children. I've mentioned this book before. If you've seen any of my past videos on morning baskets, you would have seen this book. Still loving it, still enjoying it. I'm still loving the very basic and simple way that we are approaching art this year. And this book has so far been fantastic. It's to the point, it shows you the images or the artwork, and it's just been really, really great. So I am looking forward to finishing this one up though, because then we'd be done with art for the year. And I don't have to worry about doing art anymore for the rest of the school year. So that is everything that's going to be inside of our May morning basket. Again, I can't believe that I am already sharing our very last morning basket for this school year. It just flew by, and my brain is just, I'm done. I feel like I'm done with this school year, and I'm really looking forward to next school year. But again, that's what usually happens with me at the end of a school year. I just want to be done with the current school year and get refreshed with new stuff for the new homeschool year. So that is it for today. If you have any book recommendations about California history, please let me know. I would love to hear them. Now, these aren't all of the books that I have for on California history that go with California history, but a lot of these books that I do have, we've already read. So if you have just a fantastic recommendation that you just loved, please let me know in the comment section. I would love to look into that book and add it to our morning basket. If you have any questions, again, please leave them down below. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.